drink.com. Ahead on the programme, a new drink driving campaign which hopefully scares the pants off you. I'm going to be fairly blunt about the lead into this next story. Every year, around about this time, we consume too much alcohol as a nation, we get behind the wheel and we kill each other. One way of trying to prevent the carnage, though, is through tough advertising with messages that are going to scare us. The Association for Responsible Alcohol Use has done exactly that. And on this week's programme, we're joined now by Adrian Botha from that organisation and also Pranavan Govender, who is a producer at the well-known Velocity Films. Gentlemen, to both of you, a warm welcome. Adrian, well done. But let me suggest to you that campaigns like this often don't really make a difference. It's all just part of the wallpaper.
We actually need a mix of things to do to actually deal with this. It's a multifaceted problem, Jeremy, and a single solution is not the way we know there's no silver bullet here at all. So what you need is a combination of enforcement of existing laws. You need people to take personal responsibility for their actions, but also you do need that awareness creation. So we're not naive that we think that this is going to fix everything. We know it's not, but certainly we do believe, as it's quite a unique concept, that it will make a difference.
Okay, Pranavan, what was the brief that you got, and how did you translate that into a series of 3 commercials, I understand, that actually are going to make the difference that Adrian talks about?
Well, when Velocity Films was briefed on the job, Anton was briefed on the job, our biggest challenge was making it as real as possible. Not really a challenge, but finding cast members that could portray the creative in a realistic sense, and find non-actors and people that weren't in the commercial realm of talent in the country. And I think from that point on, the scripts were very powerful, and we managed to portray that aptly. I think one of the biggest challenges we had was finding the right people who could give us that subtlety, and we managed to achieve that in the end.
Adrian, why no car crashes? Why no blood and gore? Don't you want to frighten people?
Jeremy, I think in South Africa we are pretty immune to violence and blood and gore, as you put it. And this is a completely new concept. Previously we've done the blood and gore, and we have spoken directly to youngsters with our previous campaigns, but this time it's quite unique. We feel that looking at local and international research, parents still play a major role in determining, firstly, whether their kids drink when they're underage, and also their patterns of drinking should they choose to drink after 18. So this was a concept of saying, let's show what pain can be caused to a kid by their parents drinking too much. It's turning the whole thing round. And we honestly believe that's going to make a big difference. Certainly when when we saw the ads, and Velocity did a fantastic job here, you get cold shivers because, oh my goodness, did I perhaps at that braai have one too many? I wasn't rolling drunk, but did I send the wrong message to my youngsters?
Often the overarching driver in all of this, Pranavan, is unexpected. It can happen so quickly. A moment of fun, as Adrian says, something around the braai can turn into tragedy instantly. And you had to illustrate that in the film.
Yeah.
Was that difficult?
It was and it wasn't. It was because, as I said, we needed to get people into the characters, be it an extra, be it a lead. And the way we achieved that was actually running the performances all the way through. So we didn't actually film it in bit parts. We actually ran the performances from start to finish and then took bites from there.
Describe the tonality of this as well. Adrian used the word pain. You want to try and get across the consequence of pain, don't you?
Yeah. I would describe it as real. I think that's what's going to hit home. And I think what's groundbreaking is the fact that this campaign internationally uses children as a looking glass. So it doesn't victimize them directly, but you are looking at it through their eyes. And I think that makes a huge difference because, as Adrian said, you actually sit up and think about, was that you? Was that you a week ago?
And that's how you want people to relate to this campaign.
Absolutely.
They've got to look at it and they've got to think very carefully, because we've all been in that situation, haven't we?
Correct. And that is why we really want people to say, oh my goodness, maybe that's a reminder, particularly if one looks at, for example, the sports ad. I mean, how many times have you seen that at a sports grounds, a parent getting a little bit too vocal for whatever reason? And I think that's pretty important. And Jeremy, if I just may add, on this, I think one of the incredible things about it is when they produce the ads, they produce 60-seconders, which is a story which is quite long for an ad, because we originally wanted 30s. And when we looked at these 60-seconders, they told such an incredible, gripping story that we decided our first month launch, we're going 60, so we changed everything from 30 to 60 because they really, really tell a story.
Final question to you. How do you know if they've worked?
Unfortunately, with these type of issues, behavior change is a long-term thing. It's not just overnight. So to be able to evaluate it, we can get feedback, which we will, certainly. We'll understand whether we've created the awareness and what the general response is. But the behavior change will take a bit of time.
Adrian Botha, Association for Responsible Alcohol Use, thank you. And from Velocity Films, Pinav and Govender, appreciate both your time. Thank you for joining us. So that's the message behind the message. Here's the ad.
Everybody sit down. I welcome you, all of you, to my baby birthday. And she's turning very good. She's 21 years old. That's why we are all having all this. It has been paid for by me. It's my money. So I don't expect you to be ungrateful around here. Today we're going to have a party. A party. All of you must enjoy.
Dad.
Whoa. Sit down, my boy. And I don't even know all these people around here. I don't even know who are they. These boys. Is this flipping boyfriends around here? It's my house. It's my money. I will fix you guys. I will sort you out.
Finally this week, media company UCM is celebrating its 10th birthday with men's lifestyle brand FHM's December issue. I'm told it's enough to make a grown man weep. Here's editor Hagen Engler's video blog.
How's this? I'm FHM editor Hagen Engler. If I'm looking a bit haggard, it's because we've just finished putting to bed our biggest FHM issue in years. It's the monster bumper 210-page FHM 10th birthday issue. It is a 3D spectacular, the first 3D issue in South African magazine history, and it features the spectacular Leanne Liebenberg on the cover. Her return to the magazine after a 2-year absence, so we're super excited to have her in here. It's also, as I say, it's a 3D special which we've put together with Samsung. The whole 3D thing works on a kind of optical illusion system which cons your individual eyes into believing they're seeing separate images and makes things look kind of stereoscopic like they are in reality. And that allows us to do justice to spectacular beauties like the legendary Leanne Liebenberg, available, as I say, in the 10th birthday FHM. Check it out, it's going to be awesome!
And that's where we are going to leave it this week. More advertising, branding, new media and journalism next week. Goodbye, as always. Thank you for watching.